How's it going? So, had a number of guys who played really well. Defensively, 4 of 11 on third down, 85 yards rushing. Only give up 4 explosives. Obviously, the 3 takeaways plus the safety. A sudden change stop after the turnover we had, was big on defense. Offensively, I think what's to note is, man, we were, you take away the 4-minute drive at the end, we were 5 of 5 in the red zone, so we turned those into touchdowns. We didn't settle for field goals, 171 yards of yak, which is huge, man. That was big. That showed up for us. Most of that was Saint and Laporta, but everybody had a hand in it. Gibbs, certainly. Special teams, man, Fox, we put them down to the 3, to the 5, to the 8, to the 7. The 7 turned into the safety, and then, Bates on his kickoffs are so much better. That's helping the coverage units. Those guys, I thought, balled out. Special teams had a big day. So it was all together. That was a team win. Took all 3 phases. Defensively, man, Hutch and Alex had big games. Muhammad, Reeder, T.A., Rock and Branch, were big on offense. Laporta, Goff. I mean, Goff's playing at a high level, very efficient. We put a lot on his plate, man. Him getting us in the right play. David Montgomery, Sewell, Tesla, St. Brown, J-Mo. J-Mo. He didn't have this high production of the catches, the targets, but man, his blocking was outstanding in run game all day long. He was physical, getting after it. So he found another way to help us produce and help the offense. And then obviously Gibbs, special teams. Craig Reynolds had a big game. Sailors, Nowowski, O'Connor, and then already mentioned Bates. So it was a good day. It was a good win. Yes, there's things to clean up, and we will clean them up, but then we're going to get ready for Kansas City. Questions?
Can you speak to Jameson's work away from the ball, what he does, maybe besides the blocking, but also just drawing defenders and opening things up for Laporta and also St. Brown?
Yeah, well, he gets a lot of attention put his way, when he's out there. They don't particularly want him to go over their head, so there's a lot of looks where either they stay deep, very deep, or they play a shell look over the top of him. And, it's not always the easiest thing. Your receiver, man, you feel like that's the best way to help is, you get the targets. But, man, he just he helped in other ways, and he didn't let it affect him. And he was going to help those other guys downfield. He was going to help our runners, and he did. He showed up in a big way, man. He was physical in the run game. So he's a team guy, man, and we appreciate that about him.
Barnes said yesterday that one of the things the defense does every week is watch all the turnovers from the previous week. I'm just curious what the objective of that is.
Well, I think a lot of it is you may figure out different tricks of the trade. I think sometimes that's a lot of it. Man, you watch different styles, how they're coming out, how guys are getting them, the way they punch them out, where they're coming from, up from behind, or D-line rallying, they're coming out of the stack, violent tackle on the ball or a violent hit, the interception. So I think it's just sometimes, man, I can put that in my own arsenal. That's something I could try. You see it, it's just another way to emphasize it.
You mentioned T.A. off the top as one of the guys that played pretty well yesterday. Can you expand on that a little bit, just what you saw? And then, he's been battling things off and on since camp. Does he have to just fight through that a little bit more to get on the field?
He was, man, I just thought he was very competitive. I thought he was calm. I thought he was cool. And I thought this was one of the better games he's played in a while. I thought he was really good. And, we put a lot on him, and I thought he answered the bell. So, unfortunately, he's going to be out for a while. He's going to be out for a long time.
The rest of the season type?
I don't know that, but it'll be a while. It's going to be a while.
I think the last question that was asked you would be last night about just this team scratching the surface at this point. To be 4-1, to be high atop the NFL with your record, and you look at the tape and see the room for improvement, how proud are you of this group for where they are now, and how much does it still fire you up to know that with 4 wins there is that growth?
Yeah, it does. And, there again, Here's what you love, man. Our guys, they're competitive. They want to be perfect. They work at it every day. And, you know, you put a ball out there and put somebody in front of them, they're going to work. You know, they're going to go compete, and they're trying to win. So that always fires me up. And then just to know that, man, we took that game plan, they brought it to life, and yet we left so much out there. That is what encourages you. And it's just a couple of things here and there that are all very easily taken care of, correctable, and man, our production goes up even more than what it's been. So that's exciting. That fires you up. But it also, we know what's coming down the road here. And the first one here is Kansas City. And what Kansas City does well is they win. They freaking win. That's what they do, man. They find ways to win, and they'll exploit you when you make mistakes. They'll capitalize on them. So we got to be on point and clean some of these things up. So we got a chance to go in there and compete against these guys.
What did you like about the addition of Trey Flowers and what you bring for defense?
Just, man, look, he's played in this league. He's got size. He's got length. And he's played a little bit of teams too, you know. So there again, we just got him last week. We're really, you know, we were kind of going to let him get his legs under him, but you know, we had to get him going with where we were at with Dorsey. So we like him. We signed Whiteside's back as well, and so he's another guy that we've got. And so we'll move on, man. It's next guy up, next man up as always.
With Terran and Reed out for a while, I mean, do you have to consider schematic changes because you guys do play such a heavy dose of man coverage?
Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see where we're at, you know. I mean, some of that depends on, you know, what happens tonight. You know, these guys are playing tonight. We'll see how they come out of that game. We're going to do what's best for us, and everything aligns together between the coverage and the rush, you know. So we don't want to go away from playing man-to-man. I mean, that's what we do here. So we're still going to, it's part of our DNA, you know. Do we alter some things? Yeah, we could alter some things. We're gonna help our personnel out the best that we can. We always do that for every game.
You guys are used to fighting through injuries. I mean, did it all last year, but this is like 4 of your top 5 cornerbacks right now. Like, I don't know what sort of bind does that leave you in to try to, you know, figure things out on the back end to make sure you got enough personnel to do what you need to do.
Well, I mean, it really is the same as last year. It's just now it's on the front end. You know, the front end was last year. The D line, we got hit at linebacker, and so now, you know, we've been pretty good there, and now it's on the back end. So, you know, you tweak a couple of things, and front's got to get there a little quicker, and our DBs, man, get up there and challenge, compete, and we'll adjust, we'll adapt, and we move on.
How did, I don't know if it was just cramps, how did Rock come out of that game, and, you know, what kind of assurance does he give you as kind of one of those next men up?
You talking about Rock?
Rock,
Yeah, I thought he did a good job yesterday, man. He did exactly what we asked him to do. The plan was good. He executed well in that plan. And look, here's what you love about Rock, man. He plays fearless. He's not afraid. He doesn't care who he's going against. He's aggressive. He'll challenge. He challenges the release point. He challenges it to catch point. He'll run up. He'll tackle. He'll hit. And man, that's all you can ask for. That's all we're looking for here.
Hey Dan, every team says next man up. When you guys have been through what they've been through last year, and as you pointed out, even years before that, are they even more hardened to this type of thing where they don't blink when somebody goes down?
Yeah, our guys know that. They know what it is. And look, I mentioned this before. This train doesn't stop for anybody. It doesn't matter who it is or what it is. We got to go. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. You're putting your best 22 out there, offense, defense, and special teams, by the way. And you got to find a way to win the game. And you use all 3 phases to do it. And we will use all 3 phases to do it.
So just Dorsey popped up late last week. What's his status?
Yeah, he'll be out for a while.
Dorsey, was it?
Yeah. Khalif can't go next week, what would that mean for the opportunities for Isaac Tislau?
Certainly they go way up, and those will be important reps for him. I thought he stepped in yesterday. I mentioned this last night, and he got the mental reps, but he didn't get all the physical reps. Once Leaf went down, we thought he stepped up and really handled his business well. I mean, he helped us, so that's impressive for a young guy to mentally know. What his job description is for those plays. So now he's going to get more play time, and he will now get these reps for sure in practice, which will only help him. So he'll be ready to go, and then we'll see where Leaf's at on Wednesday. We'll know more. Okay, yep.